Hello and welcome back to Amygdala Vids, the channel with the most attractive subscribers on this platform. Feel free to subscribe if you'd like to join that group. Today we're going to be looking at anger and frustration, specifically when it comes to other people. We'll be reading from the discourses of the stoic philosopher Epictetus, book 1, number 18. Also stay tuned to the end of the video for a very special announcement. Now, can you get angry from non-human affairs? Sure, like when a piece of technology doesn't seem to work. But then again, maybe you could take your anger out on the manufacturer. Maybe if it's like super hot out. I don't know. Point is, most of the time when we get angry, it's because of a person or people. So the Stoic philosopher Epictetus has some advice as to how to manage that anger. I mean, after all, you'd rather not be angry than angry, right? I guess that's still debatable, but let's just assume you'd rather not be angry for this video. Alright, so you'd rather not be angry than angry. But then, some decides to cut you off in traffic. Wait, let's up the stakes here. Let's be really creative. Let's say you're working on an important paper. Maybe it's for work or class, but either way it's a big deal. Then this guy thinks it'd be a funny prank to get on your computer and delete all of your work. You poured hours into this thing and now it's all gone. Now that is a good hypothetical. That really gets the blood boiling. So you're pissed off, but the ghost of Epictetus comes to you and wants to get you out of this angry mindset. Let's see what he has to say. So he starts by talking about the beliefs of people. Philosophers say that people are all guided by a single standard. When they assent to a thing, it is because they feel it must be true. When they dissent, it is because they feel something isn't true. And when they suspend judgment, it is because they feel that the thing is unclear. So this seems pretty uncontroversial, with little room for debate, but who knows? This is philosophy after all. Now with this premise in mind, consider this. If all this is true, then what grounds do we have for being angry with anyone? We use labels like thief and robber in connection with them. But what do these words mean? They merely signify that people are confused about what is good and what is bad. So Epictetus is saying that when people do bad things, it's because they're confused about what is good and bad. So in our hypothetical, the paper deleting culprit isn't acting with a right mind. He's confused. Now what does this then lead to? So should we be angry with them, or should we pity them instead? Show them where they go wrong, and you will find that they'll reform. But unless they see it, they are stuck with nothing better than their usual opinion as their practical guide. So you got this anger in you, but maybe instead a better emotional response should be pity. And through this pity, you could try and show them where they go wrong and reform them. Maybe even by retaliating, you'd only worsen the situation for the both of you. They'd probably be more steadfast in their belief system, and you'd just be making yourself more angry. Now you may say, why don't we just do away with these evildoers? Why do we even have to reform them? Epictetus calls this suggestion inhumane because again, these people are confused and simply lack a full understanding. Try putting the question this way. Shouldn't we rid ourselves of people deceived about what's most important? People who are blind, not in their faculty of vision, but in the moral capacity to distinguish good from bad? Put it that way and you'll realize how inhumane your position is. It is as if you were to say, shouldn't this blind man and this deaf man be executed? What I think is missing from this argument is the variety of evil. Someone cutting you off in traffic is way different than a mass murderer going on some spree. One element of criminal punishment is the rehabilitative element, which Epictetus might agree with. However, there is also an element of incapacitation and deterrence to stop further harm from occurring. Maybe the correct response to an evil should depend on the severity of that evil. However, if we are dealing with our own personal lives here, then yeah, the situations that make us mad probably aren't grand physical harms against us. I also want to consider this approach by Epictetus in light of the internet and social media. Online, there's a tendency to immediately demonize, hate, cancel, and sometimes bully someone for doing the wrong thing. And in some of these cases, the action is really wrong. But you know me, I gotta be a biased pragmatist and consider the practical consequences of this approach. I want to entertain the idea that this massive internet hate culture can be counterproductive. I think about the strong political divides in the US and how all the screaming and anger on the internet doesn't really seem to be effective at uniting people or changing minds. It sometimes turns to straight up bullying. And yes, the target of this internet bullying could be bullies themselves, but I don't know if two wrongs make a right. I remember that famous quote by Gandhi, "Don't do that shit." But then I look at someone like Daryl Davis, who engages with people in the Ku Klux Klan, shows them how they're wrong, actually befriends some of them, and then gets them to abandon the Klan. Apparently he's directly responsible for getting 40 to 60 people to leave just by himself. Maybe this is more in line with that Epictetus approach of showing wrongdoers where they go wrong instead of just being angry at them. Practically speaking, and I could be mistaken, but it seems to me that the Epictetus approach might be more effective at actually reducing the number of wrongdoers. Now, if you're just here for practical advice and this argument doesn't help you out much, Epictetus also has another point regarding managing anger. In this quote, he's specifically addressing our anger with thieves. We get angry because we put too high a premium on things that they can steal. Don't attach such value to your clothes, and you won't get angry with a thief who takes them. Don't make your wife's external beauty her chief attraction, and you won't be angry with the adulterer. Realize that the thief and the adulterer cannot touch what's yours, only what is common property everywhere and not under your control. If you make light of those things and ignore them, who is left to be angry with? As long as you honor material things, direct your anger at yourself rather than the thief or the adulterer. So when we get angry with someone, sometimes there's a thing or another person involved. Epictetus is saying that if we lower our attachment to those things, then if they're taken from us or damaged, then we're less likely to get angry. For example, if someone steals a paperclip off your desk, you'll probably be less angry than if they stole $500 from you. What would happen then if we had that paperclip mentality for all our possessions? Could be something to think about. I'm just a little unsure about applying this to people. Like with the adulterer case, I don't think you should just be like, hey, it is what it is. I think it's healthy to talk to your partner to prevent this from happening in the future, or at the very least break up with them. I mean, if you're watching this, then I love you, and I don't want to see you get used and hurt like that. And let's face it, just brushing off adultery seems kinda naive. But what do you think? Comment below and share your thoughts on anything, even giraffes if you want. Now for the announcement, a good friend of mine who has done some of the background music in my past videos has released an EP named Unsigned Integer. I'm a big proponent of people taking their creative outlets seriously, so it'd be cool if y'all can check it out and go give him some support. Link will be in the description. Sorry about the shorter length, but it's finals week, so I'm a bit busy. Gotta keep up with the consistent weekly uploads though, for you beautiful people and the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe for more content, and I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day.